5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to Quick 5. I'm Shay.
And I'm Jalal. And today on Quick 5, what we talk about, Shay?
Do most parents have favorites? And if so, is that a bad thing?
All right. So let's start this timer and get to it. All right, Shay. So do parents have favorites?
Okay, so I feel like when I look at my parents, well, they're pretty vocal about it. I think they had favorites. I think for me, I'm gonna speak from my own point of view. I feel like I have three, and I feel like they're all so different. They all have a little piece of me that makes one big me. I love it. But they're all different. So I feel like, do I have a favorite? If you ask, people will say, half of the people will say my oldest son, because I had him for 5 years, just him and I, before I had more children. If you ask the other half, they'll say my youngest daughter, because she's the only girl and she's the youngest. If you ask another group of people, they say my middle child, because he was my husband's first baby and he was the golden child, right? So I feel like I have a different relationship with each of them. I feel like they all have different temperaments, different personalities. So my level of engagement, or how I engage with them, is different. So it can be perceived as favorites because I let my daughter get away with, things that make my kids say she's the favorite. But she's the baby and she's a girl. So it is what it is. So I don't think I have a favorite, but I do think that, do I have a least favorite? No, I'm just joking. I don't have a least favorite. I just think I engage with them differently because they are different human beings. But I do think, underlining, most parents, or at least some parents, have favorites.
That's interesting, because I do think about that a lot. I said to my one of my sons the other day, I told him he was my favorite son named Jaden.
Right.
I mean, he just so happens to be my only son named Jaden. But it was just really just, wanting them, like, I want all my kids to know that they're special to me in some type of, way. I do feel like, for instance, my son Jaden, I do think, like, out of all the kids, like, based on his conversation, I do see certain attributes in him. Like, when it comes to business. Right. Like, this man, when he gets older, he's gonna be a shrewd businessman. Like, some of the deals I be hearing him convince his little brother to take, I'll be like, you can't do that. Like, that is not fair. So just, having those conversations with him is just like, you gotta see different pieces of, their personalities come out. And then my son Jordan, he's more of the, this guy's the, he wants to be the life of the party. He's the cool guy. Yeah. He knows all the older kids and he knows all the younger kids. And so it's just, you have different vibes. And then I only have one daughter. So, and she's a teenager. So just dealing with a girl who's a teenager too.
Right, absolutely.
And it's like, I feel like I spend most of my time not figuring out if she's my favorite or not. I spend most of my time trying to figure out if she even likes me in this moment. like where are we at? Like, I'm trying to gauge where we're at. Yeah. Like, whether, so it's the first, and I think, that relationship, because she's my only daughter. Yeah. And then my oldest son, I look at his relationship, I just feel like they're all different. More of him, like, I feel like he's the closest one to being a man. Right. Like, so you kind of reflect back on the things that you didn't get right, and then you're trying to give them lessons to help them get it right. But, it's a weird thing. So I don't know I wouldn't say I have a favorite, but I'm definitely in tune with the different ways that I approach them. Absolutely. Based on their temperaments and who I have to be harder on in certain areas, because if I don't, then they'll be the ones that give me the most pushback. And that's so just understanding and knowing how to navigate them. Yeah, I think it's important.
I think that's pretty much it. And then, you have that first baby, they're the one to kind of grow you up. So, they all have different special places in your heart. I would be really interested to see who's honest. Like, do you have a favorite if you have kids? Because, and I think just across the board, like with grandparents, like I have, siblings, so these are their nieces and nephews, and, they always vocalize their favorites. So I think to a certain degree, this is across the board. Like, So I'd be honest, I would like to know if you guys have favorites. Leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, because that is a good point, because I definitely think family members are definitely more vocal about that when